Right. So, good evening from the UK. Late afternoon now, and good evening to Master Louie in Dubai. Anybody who's watching from Dubai, and of course, late night in the Philippines. And good morning, early morning in the Philippines, and of course, good afternoon somewhere somewhere in the States, okay, and also maybe some parts in Canada. So this is Guru Tom Pena for for FMA discussion episode 395, and this afternoon we basically have Master Louie Rempillo of Lightning Scientific Arnis International, Dubai, as our guest. Master Louis is basically the second guest that we have from that area. The first one was, of course, Gina Lynn Hadia of Modern Arnis. So we're hoping, yeah, Master Gina Lynn Hadia of Modern Arnis. So, of course, next time, we hope to bring the third person, which is a Balintawak instructor in Dubai. But without further ado, I would like to present to you. Hey, bro, how are you doing?
Hey. Fine. Good evening, Tom.
Okay, so right before we start, we would like to say hi to everybody who's watching this podcast. We do hope that you're basically having a nice afternoon or evening wherever you are. So both Master Louis and me just basically have finished both our lessons. So Master Louis just finished his private lessons. I just finished my Saturday session, and yet here we are. I'm doing this for you guys. All right. So let's say hi first. Oh, GM Ron Saturno. Okay. From Stockton. Hi, GM.
Hi,
Um,
Jim.
yeah. When are you going to be our guest here? Please. Meds Pogi, mga Lodi. Okay, Jess. Yo, Tom Medicine Peña from the Philippines. Hi, Jess. Hi, Meds. Hi, GM Ron. Paul Chelis. Hi, Paul from Chicago. And of course, Brian. Okay, one of the moderators and host of FMA discussion as well. Yeah. Hi, bro. Oh yeah, it's hello po sa lahat from LSAI Dubai. DBX? Is that how you say it? Okay. Oh,
We have
yes.
time.
Yeah, GM Ron, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna have a chat with you about it. Okay, so um of course. So guys, if you got, thank you for saying hi and hello, and thank you basically for watching this podcast. If you have like questions for Master Louis, don't hesitate to write it down in the comment box later on, and we'll do our best to address it. Okay, so for those of you who missed yesterday's test run, so to as a gist, so Master Louis is basically the Lightning Scientific Arnis International's official representative in Dubai. Okay, he has been in Dubai for 20 years. You said 22 years, right? And he
22
has
years.
basically he started his group right before the pandemic, and together with two other Filipino FMA masters, they're basically keeping FMA alive in Dubai. So so, and of course, from my end, one of the reasons that I'm really looking forward to this interview is based, of course, Master Louis being also a fellow lighting scientific harness instructor, but he actually managed to train with a lot of the grandmasters. So what we know now as grandmasters in lighting scientific, some of them have already passed away, and Master Louis managed to train with them and managed to basically saw some of the evolutions in lighting scientific harness, both as a style, as an organization as well, and of course managing to train with Mang Ben himself. Okay, so good evening, bro. To
Good
give a
evening.
short, give a short intro. Okay, how did you get into lighting scientific? Just the shorter version, because we're gonna expound on some
Okay.
of them a little bit later on. Okay, fire.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everybody, and early morning in Philippines. I'm Master Louie from LSAI Dubai. So basically, uh, the first thing I practiced, or rather, I joined the ARNIS. It was just a curiosity because one of the masters, I saw him doing the stuntman. Uh, then I have this eager to join. And unfortunately, I thought he will teach me how to do the stunt and how to be in a karate moves. But unfortunately, he handed me a two sticks. So that's the start of my journey in harness.
Okay. Um. So that was you're around 12 the time, was it?
Yeah, I was young that time. I'm still in grade school. Uh,
Okay.
I'm still in grade school. I think, yeah, it's just grade six.
And before that, you mentioned yesterday that your dad actually practiced arnis, but kind of like for a moment, and then he stopped because of having to go to work and
Yeah.
everything.
We do practice at least, but I don't know.
So I mean, the one thing that actually I forgot to ask is, by any chance, was he also training under Mang Ben? Because I mean, Mang Ben was like a sponsor, or godfather, a sponsor
Yes,
on from one of the sponsors of your parents when they got
yes,
married, right? Was when you mentioned that he practiced Anis, was that with Mang Ben as well?
yes.
No.
They do practice with Mang Ben during those
Mm-hmm.
days,
I
along with my
see.
uncles as well.
Okay.
But yeah, but Mang Ben, how he teach, it's just only a basic. But if he will go on another place, he will meet another new student.
Yeah, he went around quite a lot, I heard. Okay, during those time.
Yes, yes,
And then,
yeah.
so you started basically your journey into lightning scientific arnis a year after you started in the competition circuit, and that's basically how you got invited into uh, the
A certain
arnis
club.
LSAI chapter
Yeah,
in, yeah, a certain club,
yeah.
because they're the ones who basically was training more into in the competition circuit.
Yes, actually, the story is I don't know what club I joined. When I hold the stick, I don't even ask GM Romy Santos which club or what is the name of the style. So when we do practice until we end up to I think more than a year, then he asked me to join the
Mm-hmm.
competition.
Okay. All
So
right.
that's the time that I'm under lightning scientific bikutan.
Bikutan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I do train in Bikutan Taguig. So under lightning scientific bikutan. So when I won on the tournament on that competition, Master Lino and Master June Rodriguez, they
Mm-hmm.
asked me to join in the club. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the time I joined this Tipas Lightning Scientific.
Okay. And that's basically where you met Mang Ben.
Yes,
Okay, which your parents, of course, fondly calls Daddy Ben.
yes. Actually, I don't know Mang Ben. I don't know even a GM the time. Only after the tournament or after the live tournament. when I went home, my mom saw my bushes, and
Yeah.
I'm
All the
firing
black
it.
and blues from the
Yeah.
competition.
So, so she asked me, "What happened to you?" I told her that I made in a competition and I won. I have my medals and trophy.
So
So
luckily, you go, Mom,
then,
I won.
luckily, then yeah, holding like that. So then she asked me, "Did you met Mang Ben there?" I told her
Hmm.
that I don't know Mang Ben. Who is Mang Ben? Did you met Daddy? Actually, Daddy. They used to call
Yeah,
it
the Daddy
Daddy.
Ben. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you started your training with GM Romy Santos. After a year, you went straight into like doing the competition, and even without proper training in the competition. So
Yes.
then you trained with with most of the masters. You trained with Monk Ben himself. And how
Yes.
long were you training in Tipas that time?
That
How
time
long
I
did you train?
more than 4 years, I think, before I shifted
Okay.
to before I shifted uh, to Master Lito Torrefranca in P. Pizer,
Okay, that's in
Parañaque.
Pfizer, in Parañaque.
Yes.
Okay. So then how long did you stay with Master with the late GM Torrefranco?
Just only 1 year because Master
1 year.
Lino Estacio, he put up his club in Las Piñas.
Mm-hmm.
So he took me from there.
Okay, and then from Las Piñas, how long did you stay with the Las Piñas group?
I stayed with Master Lino for about 3 years as well.
3 years. Okay. And
Yeah.
then after that,
Then after then after that, I flew to Saudi already. So
I
yeah.
see. Okay. All right. Okay, so of course, my question now is this, because you basically trained under different groups or under different chapters. Okay, so what would be like the difference that you experienced training under different grandmasters and after different under different chapters?
So first thing is the discipline.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Discipline. Yeah. You know what is the attitude of the oldies. Once they said you have to do it as what they want. Don't do it
Yeah.
as what you
I
know.
want. Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. And how did it help you? How did it basically form you into who you are now in understanding lightning and basically how you're teaching your students?
Well, the one I learned from them is the way how to teach a student in a different way of teaching because they
Okay.
do the same way. Yeah, they do the same,
Mm-hmm.
different approach, different masters, different executions, as well as in the stances, even in
Mm-hmm.
strikes. Yeah. Although you know that lightning is a full force of strikes, but the
Yeah. Yeah.
accuracy, the angle, they are
Mm.
more on different way.
Okay. So when you say different way, did they teach it in different ways, or they have like differences the way they move, on the way they move, or the way
No,
they execute certain
actually,
stuff?
Tom, we do our training basically. Sometimes when Mang Ben or GM Ben, he will visit us. So
Mm-hmm.
we always do the basic or the traditional way. We are not putting any
Okay.
or we are not combining any martial arts. Like
Together with it.
if you are
Okay.
like Master Romy Santos, he is a karate practitioners. but Mang
Mm.
Ben doesn't want to collaborate this arnis to uh, karate. So what we are
Yeah.
doing is the exact traditional that Mang Ben taught them.
Mm. Yeah, I do remember um, my first instructor, the late Guru Elmer. He did this video
Yeah,
about lightning, and the way I think the way he fed or the way he executed strikes 9 and 10, which is supposed to be upwards, he did it
yes,
slightly
they
downwards.
slant
So I
upward.
heard that yeah, basically he got told off by Mang Ben. So that's,
It is.
yeah. So yeah, I heard that basically he is really strict with all those things, and of course he's open to he's open to kind of like explore. Okay, so it's almost this is what I heard, especially from John. If you come up with
Yeah,
with something like a uh, something slightly different or new or let's say different from what he teaches, he goes, okay, let's see if that really works,
it is. It
and
is. He
basically
will. He will
he,
ask. He will ask you. He will ask you to do it if
mhm,
that will be effective.
mm,
If you do
that's how
something, yeah,
yeah. So that's basically how he kind of like he not really scrutinizes, but that's basically how he shows you based in trying to weigh in doing things. So is it really effective? It is if it is practical. That is, does it like fit um, maybe the principles behind lightning? But that's basically how he deals with it.
yeah. For Mang Ben, actually, if you prove it that it will be effective, so do it yourself. But he will not agree to that.
I mean, it's fine. I mean,
He will let you do it, but he will not agree to that.
well, he has his reasons. He found his way towards his art. He I think of course LSAI is a culmination of basically his experience and everything. So I mean, and he has proven that the it's effective. So of course, I mean to him it's like okay.
So
um, right.
as
So
long
we
that you prove it that it's effective, he will agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think yeah. At least that's good that he's basically at one point open with that as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's good PM Sir Joseph Mark Graf Grusio.
Yeah. Sensei Joseph Crucio.
Okay. Or shout out naman dyan. Is he the is one of the instructor in Dubai as well?
Yes, actually, he is one of my training instructor. So that
All right.
because I cannot, yeah, it's hard for me to handle the area itself. Actually, I'm
Mm.
living in far away from them in Dubai.
All right.
So I
Okay.
establish, or rather I maintain one, or rather I select one guru or instructor training
Okay.
for them to teach.
All right. Okay. Okay. So he's basically like your um, assistant instructor or instructor in training.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you got Alvin Albano from San Francisco saying hi. We've got Terry Hoven from Stockton, and we've got Sachi as well from New Jersey saying hi. Um, okay. So um, what were the differences from the different grandmasters or masters that you've trained it? What were the differences the way they approach their teaching?
Okay. Yeah. So this is a good question actually, because not all the masters are well known, or rather, they can communicate easily. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, uh, some way one of the masters they will teach you on a way that they taught by Grandmaster Lema. So they are very
Hmm.
strict on the accuracy of the strikes, and they are
Hmm.
very strict also with the stances. Okay.
Okay.
Then some of my masters, uh, they are very much focused on the power of these strikes. Okay, it's not just only on strikes that you have to execute. At least you have to give the power at all, because one of the masters before, he used to hear the whispering of the stick. It's not the
Yeah, the whistling. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, and Master Lino is a different way of teaching, or rather, he has a different approach with the student. It's too much, plenty of story, story behind.
Okay, so
It's
it's almost like you got 3 hours of training. 2 hours of that is basically storytelling. Yeah, I mean it's
yeah.
good. Okay.
Master Lito Torrepranca of Pfizer, he is more professionals, because in
Mm.
Pfizer we are bringing the name of Pfizer that time. So
Hmm.
he has this ability to communicate with the students in a
Much better.
professional way.
Okay.
Yes,
All right. Yeah, of course, because especially if you're dealing with professionals yourself, you need to be able to like communicate
it is.
efficiently. Yeah, and I would suppose that he needs to like present a curriculum or a syllabus as well when
Yeah,
he was teaching. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I mean, go on, Karen.
It's okay. It's okay, bro.
Okay, so what I was about to ask is all the groups that you basically train with as you move, were they all involved in the competition circuit?
They are okay. Most of the masters before, they are just only they become a coach only.
Okay.
Okay, they don't even I didn't see them competing with the tournament, but they used to teach and train a
Mm-hmm.
student that when they saw there is a potential that it will give something in the club. So they
Okay.
do, yeah, they train them a lot. So
Okay.
the training is not just, it's not the same as what we are doing right now. The training before is
Mm.
just come and train and go.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So when I engage in the tournament, so I don't know what to do. So just apply what you have learned, apply what you
You don't
have.
know what to expect.
Yeah.
So you
Actually,
mean
I remember during one of the tournament, I won in a tournament by using the racing block, only the racing block,
well,
because
actually, yeah, the payong and the one is very, very effective.
it is.
Yeah, you can actually survive a tournament just using that.
Yeah, and I also remember Master Lito Torrepranca, because when I when I'm competing, he's always telling me that don't execute, or don't give the strikes if you don't know your distance. So try to
Yeah,
get your
that's very
distance
true.
first before you strikes. It's useless
That's
to
very true.
strike that. Yeah.
Mm. We call
So
that pissing in the wind.
yeah,
you you may be fast, you may be powerful, but if you're striking empty air, That's not useful. So I think one of the things that I've basically like when speaking to uh, some FMAers or non-FMAers who had a chance to basically spar with lightning guys. They're basically what they say is we are basically quite good with distance with managing distance
Mhm.
and delivering like precision strikes, also like power strikes. So
Yes.
I think those are the three things that basically they remember.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
actually the way that Mang Ben doing this training with us, yeah, he will do first the slow motion for you to
Yeah.
get your
Get it.
distance with
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he will
Yeah.
execute the power. He will execute the power until he will do the speed. So that's the way
Mm.
that Mang
Yeah.
Ben is doing with us before.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's really important that when you train, for example, new students, you have to basically isolate certain attributes when you do, even doing the same drill. You can actually play the way you do the same drill, you feed the same drill, depending on the attribute that you want basically
You
um
should.
to yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
Actually, here in LSAI Dubai, I group them in three types of groups. One is the basic, the one who is
Mm-hmm.
doing the basic. One is
Yeah.
the intermediate,
Yeah.
and one is the advanced. So those students who are in advanced, they are stick on the advanced techniques, and they
Okay.
don't. They These basic. They are not. They cannot go on the advanced unless they have to go on the intermediate level.
Mm. Okay. So like okay, so like for example, when you teach uh, let's say bigay tama. Um, how do you break it down, and what are the things that you emphasize to a beginner? What are the things that you emphasize to a an improver or an intermediate student, and what are the things that you emphasize to a more advanced student?
Yeah. Okay. First thing on the basic, they have to do the accuracy of the strikes. It's not just only
Okay.
a hitting or just, they have to follow the accuracy and what is the target itself. You know, some
Okay.
more of most of the basic students, once they hold the stick, they just only hitting and just only striking, doing the
They
strikes.
swing it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Swing it
because
widely.
because that's the one they saw on the intermediate and advanced. They think that it's just
Yeah.
only a strike. But the
Mm.
reality is there is an accuracy, the target,
Yeah.
because you cannot, you know, in lighting scientific, we are not just only hitting, or rather, we're not just only striking a stick. Okay, because once GM Ben that time when he saw me, you will you strike in a different way or you execute a strike in a different way. He will ask you, "Did I teach you like that? From where did you get that?" Yeah, yeah. This is the way that Grandmaster is
Yeah.
questioning you when you execute a strikes. So in a basic, you have to maintain your target. You have to do the executions of strike on a right manner. Okay,
Hmm.
and the intermediate on the intermediate, that's the time I'm putting the speed of the strikes.
Okay. All right.
So from the accuracy with the speed of the strikes, so because they are already accurate with the target, they maintain these executions of the strikes. And on the advanced, that's the time the speed, accuracy, and the power.
Mm, mm, mm,
So
mm.
they maintain that one. So when you go in advance, you know already how you execute your strikes, especially our 13 manners of strike. You have
Yeah.
to do it on a proper way
Mm.
because when you are not doing it and you introduce the bigay tama, definitely the tama will be given to you.
Okay, so just to give a little bit of context um, for those who are watching, the Bigay Tama system of lighting scientific is somewhat like similar to the sombrada in the other for the other arts, the quartermaster for Bakbakan Kali. So it's basically like a drill that the teacher will feed certain strikes like the quadrants, and you're basically like um, that's where you start practicing distance management, accuracy of your strike, and then also understanding that okay, one pathway of dealing or mitigating a strike is basically to do a block and counter. Then eventually you get into like interception and counter or straight into counter. So that's basically how we do it in Lightning. And also it becomes like our laboratory, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's basically where we start like exploring quite a lot of stuff as well. Um, we've got a comment from Mark. Master Louie Rempillo is one of the best lighting masters. Master, very good in teaching, especially very good in explaining small details. You will learn new every session. That's a very nice uh, feedback
Thank,
comment.
thank you, Sensei.
Or yeah, so I mean it's really important that basically you manage to like break things down and explain them why we do things. So our students basically don't just follow us blindly.
Yeah,
Really
actually,
important.
this is the good thing. This is the good thing. That's when you ask me how what are the things that I have learned from different masters. This is the good things I have learned from them because when I'm training with one grandmasters or one masters, they will just only
Hmm.
show me the a target. So this will be the
Yeah.
target, and it's up to you to strike the target. And
Yeah.
so yeah. So I have a questions. I have a questions on my mind how I will execute. I can execute the horizontal strike. I can do
Mhm.
the slant strike because the
Mhm.
same target. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have any any feedback from my masters on that. So when I shifted, or rather when I go on another masters, he explained me how it goes
Mm.
and how it flows.
Yeah.
So those lessons or trainings I've learned from them, I apply right now. You know, there are different students as well. That some students they will just come and train. Some students they are more
Hmm.
knowledgeable about the
Yeah.
arts because this time there's a lot of options, or rather there's a lot of ways that they can search about the arts. So
Yeah.
they want you to explain it on a right way, not just what you know.
Yeah. It's actually it's really important because I mean anybody can watch videos now, but there are a lot of things that basically are taken out of context when they watch videos. And at one point,
Yes.
it's really important. It's our role as instructors to be able to explain, expound, and help them understand more. Okay, especially about the art that they're learning from us. And it's actually nice that you learn from different masters as well because sometimes I do find this even especially like for example in dance when I learn dance I don't learn from one teacher because I do find that some teachers manage to explain some things well than others. So that's why I manage to like I'm pragmatic in that way. So it allows me to
Yeah.
like explain things much better to my student because I can get like the best from all worlds as yeah when it comes to like learning and understanding stuff. Um, From your experience and learning from different masters as well, what were the things that you managed to to take with you in becoming a teacher and becoming a good teacher to your students?
Well, being low profile, just there's a lot of there's a lot. First thing and foremost, not all my grandmasters or not all my masters has been well known to everyone.
Mm,
Okay? Yeah, if I say that I'm from Master Lino Estacio, they will just ask, who is that old guys? So I just stay in a low profile, and the way you have to handle your student is not the way that you strike.
mm,
I mean,
that's true.
you strike hard, so you have to be hard to your student. It's not should be like that. Okay, so the way you communicate with your students, most of the students have a lots of questions, but focus first on what you are uh, teaching, and
Yeah.
don't go outside of the one you are doing. So just focus on that. Then understand everything. So that's the way I used to teach with them. I have an explanation with them. I have this reason why it is like that. How it goes this way. So
Mm.
that's it. It's just only I'm just a low profile. I'm not putting myself on the top.
Not anymore. you, you already have an interview in YouTube. So okay. Um, so I'm gonna jump a little bit. So you went to Dubai or you went
Yeah,
to Saudi Arabia first? It was it
yeah,
Saudi first that you went to
yeah. I
work?
went to
Did
Saudi
you stop
Arabia. Then
training completely?
yeah, I went to Saudi Arabia. I stopped training because in Saudi Arabia there's a lot of restrictions. You cannot
Mm,
do your trainings or holding a stick, doing swinging on the outside. So they might question you. What are you doing like
okay.
this? So the training has been stopped. Although I do practice also by myself. Then when I
Mm,
shifted to here in Dubai, I met one of the practitioners also, earnest practitioners, and he asked me if I can teach. So
okay.
that time I teach in gym along with the groups. Then after that, when the gym has been dissolved because they shifted to another place. So I stop again practicing the arts, and this time
Mm-hmm.
some of the students they ask me why you are not teaching anymore. I want to continue. I want to know more about the lighting scientific. I want to broaden my knowledge with the arts, with the arnis. So
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to it's hard to I mean not to teach them because of their eagerness. So even
Mm.
without gym, that's why I used to teach outside. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to teach in a ground, yes, in an open ground. So that's it. Because I was engaged in another sports actually.
Yeah. Rolling.
Yeah. So I'm coaching also Dragon Boat in
Mm-hmm.
one state or other, one Emirates here in United Arab. So my time was, it was
Split.
not on that way that I have to focus on the training of Arnis. So I'm just only
Mm.
giving some part of Arnis. Then here comes Doc Prasant and Doc Otaifi. So they are the one who asked me. I want to continue. I want to learn more. So there's I have
You gave in.
yeah, I give in. I cannot I cannot resist on their eagerness.
Hmm.
So I do train with them every Saturday, even for 2 hours. So after my dragon boat, I will go with them to train with them in at least.
What got you into Dragon Boat rowing?
Well, for fitness, actually, for fitness, it's just only a
All right.
fitness.
Okay.
And, yeah. Then until I handle the team, because the main coach he went home already, so I
Okay.
handle the team. Yeah. So
And now it's
I
serious.
thought, yeah. So if I if I have time in Dragon Boat, so definitely I have to put time on Arnis as well.
Yeah, yeah. So is
Yeah.
there okay? So was is there anything that you got from Dragon Boat training, like attribute or whatever, that you managed to actually bring to Lightning, and vice versa?
Yeah. Yes, bro. Because Dragon Boat is more on fitness, so we use our
Mm-hmm.
arms to, yeah, we use more on our upper body. So when
Upper
they know
body.
when
Mm.
they ask me to hold the team, they ask me also to teach them on some of the striking as well. So I introduced the art.
Okay.
Yeah, I introduced lighting scientific, and some of
I
them
mean,
they really wanted to continue, but they cannot do it because of their time. They cannot manage on their
mm.
own time actually. Because in Dragon
I
Boat
mean,
you
I mean,
have
why
to
not? I could,
focus.
yeah. I mean, I could see like learning FMA as part of like an off-season type of training for Dragon Boat, and it basically allows you to develop good mobility on your shoulders as well, coordination, and of course learning how to like strike within the beat, out of the beat, create your own
Yes,
beat, which helps actually in Dragon Boat rowing, isn't it?
the same, yes.
Oh
The
yeah.
same way, bro. Yeah. That's why it's easy for them to adapt the arts. Actually, it's easy
Mm.
for them to, yeah,
Yeah. And I bet basically it will be easier for them to train in any weapon art that is basically focused on impact, because you've got like massive shoulders and arms basically to behind those strikes.
yeah. And they used to have this blister as well, because in Dragon Boat we used to
Oh
have the
yeah, yeah,
blister by rowing. Yeah. So the same way in
yeah.
holding the sticks. Yeah. So they used to it.
So at least yeah, since they're already like used to it, it doesn't make any difference now if they get
Yeah.
blisters when training in their knees. Um, okay, so um, what was your fondest, or I would say, striking memory training with Mang Ben?
Ah,
The most unforgettable one,
the most
I would
unforgettable
say.
one. Yeah. Actually, when we went in uh, Tambo Paranaque,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because uh, Tambo Paranaque is the actually the main headquarters of Lightning Scientific that time.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, every Sunday, all of the masters are gathering there. So
Okay. And this is
yeah,
what era? What circa? What time? What year?
19, I think 1994.
Okay.
Yeah,
Until
1994. Yeah. because that time 1994 yeah, that time when I'm with Mang Ben, because we used to travel actually. We used to
Okay.
travel with I used to go with Mang Ben that time after I know him and he knows me as well. Because I introduced that I'm the son of this uh
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he used to ask me to come with him. We used to go
Hmm.
to Tipas, to Parañaque, to Sucat, to Las Piñas. Then during that time, when I was doing training,
Hmm.
he caught me that I'm doing a different way of practicing, like
Okay.
like, like the abanico style.
Oh yeah, abanico. Okay.
Yeah, Mang Ben is very much yeah. He will ask you why you are doing the things that I didn't teach you.
I didn't teach you.
So yeah, in front of these masters, so is really uh, I mean focus on what he he taught
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
to the oldies. So even the masters, they ask me, from where did you get that? From where? Why you are doing this?
Yeah. I was like, why are you doing this? You're making it hard for us now. we get we we we're gonna get it from Mang Ben. You're putting us into trouble, man.
Yeah, because I'm always used to come with him. So Mang Ben,
Yeah,
when he is I'm with Mang Ben traveling with to another places. I
yeah.
thought we were just only visiting the place and visiting the clubs, the masters.
Okay.
But I was surprised when he will do the striking as well, wearing the long sleeve and having the leather shoes.
Yeah, he's always Japorms, man.
I was
He's
surprised. Yeah,
yeah. I think most of the videos that I see him doing demos, he's always in that kind of clothes. He's always, yeah. It's very rare that you're gonna see him like in tracksuit bottoms and in shirt. I mean, yeah, plain shirt. It's gonna be like smart shirt and casual trousers and leather shoes.
but he will do training on that.
I know, I know. Yeah, yeah. Those are the stories that I hear from about him as well. So okay, so um, what I mean, how was it basically like training with training with Mang Ben and comparing it to other like training with the other masters as well.
Well, with training with Mang Ben, actually,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's like you will be shameful if you are doing the other way around.
All right.
Yeah, it's very much shameful that like how many times or how many years you are practicing these styles and still
Mhm.
you are not doing the proper way, you are not doing the accurate strikes. It
Yeah.
is very much shameful because he will let you know that you are doing a wrong way. So
Ah, okay. All right. So he's gonna
unlike the
be
other
yeah.
masters, yeah, unlike the other masters, they will just let you go on what you know or what you want to do the trainings.
Okay.
Yeah, but with Mang Ben, so definitely you have to. to be on the same on what he wants, not what you know.
Okay.
So it's
I
very much
see.
yeah. It's very much because it's like you are taking care of the legacy of what
Yes, of
he
course.
invested. Yeah.
Mm.
So you
Yes, of
have to do
course.
it in a perfect way, or you have to be careful on that.
But I think, to be fair, I mean, that's basically how you manage to like differentiate one style from the other. The moment you see this angle one coming in this way, you know that it is this style. This way, so it's almost like every style has their signature way of doing angle number one. It's angle number one
Yes,
only, but every style has their signature way.
it is.
And of course, Mangman wants to keep it his way, his signature on every movement that you do.
Yes, the way you strikes is he will always pointing out if you execute, or rather if you do it's not actually a mistake, but
Mm.
what he really wants is you have to execute the strikes in a proper way, because
Yeah.
if you used to do, or if you used to train like that in a wrong way,
Mm.
definitely you will take it in a lifetime.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah,
true. That's actually true.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, and
from
of course
that point
he
of
has his reasons. Yeah, he has his
yes,
reasons
from
why he
that
does
point
it
of
that way.
yes,
Mm.
yeah, from that point of first thing and foremost, he will pointing out what you have to do and what you have to
Okay,
execute. So
okay,
this is Mang
all
Ben
right.
actually. This is Mang Ben, and it's very it's very hard to train with Mang Ben.
I mean, I bet, yeah, he's not gonna let you off.
You
Yeah,
know
he
that
wants nah. It's almost like you do it right.
yeah. There is a trick. There is a trick with when we do the bigay tama, double stick against single stick with Mang Ben. Okay, so I'm always used to strike and hear the striking force of the stick. But when he tapped the stick, so
Force and
again,
force.
so I thought it's a strike, but he will tap the stick. He will trick me on that way.
Ay, he managed to bait.
Yeah.
Nainganyo ka.
So what will I do? I will strike. Yeah.
A little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Connection is getting a little bit unstable. So, um, let's say hi to Carl from the UK. He's basically one of Sean Portis' student. Oh, by the way, did you manage to train with Sean?
Yes.
You did.
Yes. I met Sean in the Tambu Paranaque. Sean Portel, and actually there's one more Belgium student.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the connection is yeah.
so I'm saying I'm not getting good connection a little bit. Sorry guys, my internet connection just
Yeah,
went
I think yeah, there's a problem with the
crazy.
connection.
So anyway, so yeah, I yeah basically like met Master Sean when I first came here when I came here in the UK before becoming a member of the British Council. So he's a very good guy, and it's actually nice to basically like train with him as well. But he lives almost like an hour and a half away from me. So
Ah,
yeah, yeah. And also say hi to Lawrence Eugenio from Santa Rosa, California, who is one of the I think students of GM Romy Santos.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so um, now that basically killed my momentum. Now, my next question. Uh, okay, so How is it training or teaching? How is it teaching martial arts there in Dubai, in the Middle
Uh-huh.
East? Do you have any restrictions? Uh, do you have any like challenges, problems there as well?
Yes, actually, there's a lot of restrictions here, especially when it comes to weapon-based martial arts. So Arnis is a weapon-based martial arts, and yeah, it's very hard to explain to the locals that because there's a misconceptions actually. Most of the locals they have a lot of questions that
Hmm.
in if I engage with the pipe, do I need to hold the stakes? Do I need to go home and pick up my stake and approach my opponent? Yeah,
That's
yeah. So these are the questions that they are used to think or they are used to raise on me. So as I told them, so just to take out the misconceptions. Okay, I told them that Arnis is just only an extension of your arms. The real power or the real weapon is your arms. So Arnis, if you are not holding it, it's just only a piece of wood or a piece of a piece of
yeah.
anything that it can hurt. But when you hold it and you do what your arms intend to do,
Mm. It's the same
so that's
mechanics.
the yeah, that's the
Yeah.
power. Then actually most of the locals here, uh, they want an sparring immediately.
Okay.
I told them you cannot spar with the weapon, although even though that you are very well known about your arts,
Mm.
but you cannot
Mm.
do the sparring with a
It's
weapons
it's it's different
martial art.
actually sparring with a weapon unless you got like the protective gears.
Yes.
It's
So
not
yeah,
forgiving.
that's all. That's also the problem here. When during that time when I'm teaching in a gym, we don't have any equipment to use
Mm,
for
that's the thing. Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
sparring. So we
Yeah.
always used to do the bigger time until we manage to have these heavy gears, heavy armors.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
those are the things that I'm facing before. Then even right now, there's a lot of questions that because here you cannot just hit, or rather, you cannot teach them the fast and powerful hit, because of,
Mm.
if you hurt them, they can sue you. They can make a
Yeah, that's
complaint. Yeah,
true.
they can make a complaint.
That's
So
true.
we are very much careful here teaching the arts.
So, do you have insurances as well for
Yes, we have.
students and for instructors?
Yeah, here you should have the insurance, health insurance or any insurance that. But for doing this martial arts, really we are much better. We are more careful because it's
One
not
minute.
easy to to go in the court and explain explain
Well,
everything.
actually, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. I mean, even here, we have to be careful the way we teach the art. We have to be like a little bit progressive about it because some, I mean, knock on wood, but some people actually go to the length of like having themselves injured so that they can sue you.
Yes,
So
that's the
some people do
problem.
that. Mm. So um, all right, Doc, yes, under GM Romy Valenzuela. Anyway, um, so you can you actually actively teach the bladed side of FMA?
Yes, actually, it is also included in the syllabus. On my syllabus, that blade is.
Yeah.
We used to train on the long first, on the stick, and what is the style of lighting scientific is spade daga. So you have to be
Yeah.
learned. Yeah. So you have to know also how to hold the knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that you are holding two weapons and you don't know how to use it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
that's why some of the students, the knife can strike.
But okay, so but the do you basically like teach also like the disarms, empty
Yes,
hand
yes.
knife, empty hand versus knife,
Yes.
and okay.
So actually I'm starting teaching first with the sticks
Mm-hmm.
and double sticks and stick and dagger,
Yeah.
then empty hand. As what they used to ask
Mm-hmm.
questions. How do I engage, or how do I execute a disarming for a weapon like this? A
Against.
long
Okay.
weapon, a short
Okay.
weapon. How
Okay.
do I engage? Yeah. So
Okay.
my explanation to them is, before you know how to disarm a weapon, you should know the weapon, how to use it. So
Yeah,
you
it's
have to
actually
learn.
pretty.
Yeah,
Mm,
you have to learn
mm,
first how the weapon goes, or how the
mm.
weapon affects, and that's the time you know how you will execute your disarming. So I'm
Yeah.
always introducing them all the weapons, the long stick, the knife, and without knife, without weapon, the empty hands, how it goes, what is the flow,
All
like
right.
this.
Okay. Do you also like teach knife versus knife?
It is, yes,
You
I
do
do.
as well. And with regards to that, my next question is, what is the law like in Dubai when it comes to defending yourself, whether you use a weapon or without a weapon?
Yeah, it's very hard for us to be because even though you explain to them it's just only a self defense, but
Mm,
it depends if you have if you have the weapon to to hurt someone or somebody, it will be
mm,
your fault.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will be your fault,
Okay.
regardless that it is self defense,
Self
because
defense.
here, yeah, here the way of their the way of fighting is just only a verbal shouting, shouting, barking like this. So
Okay,
yeah.
so they're
So
used to
once
that.
yeah, yeah. Once you touch him or you hold him, that's the time that he can sue you on that.
Ah, okay.
So that yeah. So we are
So
more very much yeah. That's why
okay.
I used to teach also the safety distance.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
There's
yeah.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of clubs. There's a lot. Some we cannot avoid that it happen in the clubs if there is a drunk guy. So I used
Yeah.
to teach them what is your safety
Personal
distance to
safety.
avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah, to avoid that
So,
person.
okay. So you basically like put a lot of emphasis on situational awareness and personal safety awareness as well.
Yes, yes. I have to. I have to.
That's actually good because I mean, to be fair or to be honest as well, even if you teach weapon based or self defense against weapon and everything, it's the personal safety awareness and situational awareness is basically really important, and you need to give emphasis to it.
Yes,
That will basically save you from quite a lot of hassle if you
it
basically know
is.
how
Yes,
to.
I agree to
Yeah.
that.
Interesting. And so you said that you can basically have a shouting match with anybody there. Just don't
Yes.
touch them because the moment you touch
Just
the
don't touch
person,
them. Just don't touch them and don't even show a dirty finger on them.
well, at least does it basic does it curve the tendency for people to punch somebody or to hurt somebody physically? Does it stop them or does those things
No,
still happen?
nothing.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
You you cannot engage with the two guys if they are fighting. You want to hold them and
To stop
make it
them. Or to,
yeah
yeah.
to stop them. It's not actually they're not recommending it because you have to call
Mm,
the police.
well,
they,
actually,
they, they
even
will say
here,
there's a number of police. You have to call the police. If there is an
mm,
accident, even if there's an accident, even you know how to do the first aid, you cannot even touch the
oh,
body,
really?
and unless that you are a licensed doctor or nurse.
Oh, really? So,
Yes.
what if basically the accident that you saw, or yeah, the accident is basically life threatening, or the person is bleeding
Uh,
catastrophically or
uh,
bleeding a lot. So you can't perform direct
n-
pressure or,
no,
oh,
no,
wow.
you can't. You can't even touch the body as well.
So it's almost like the person is gonna die in front of you while waiting for the ambulance. But what is the time response of the ambulance? And are they quick though?
Yes, they are very quick on that
Okay, to be
because
fair, okay, okay.
ambulance here they are roaming around. They are roaming
Ah,
around.
that's good
And
then.
one thing more, yeah, one thing more. The problem here is the culture. So this is a Muslim country.
Yeah,
So
country.
yeah, if the involved person is it's a woman, so you cannot
You can't
touch a
really.
woman. Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it's good that the response time of the ambulance is really good because, I mean, like here in the UK, you might end up depending on the case, you might end up like waiting for ages, 4 hours, 6 hours, sometimes even to the point of like waiting for 10 hours for ambulance to come. So right, well,
Yeah,
okay,
that's the
it's
good thing here. They respond immediately. So once you call
okay.
them, yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so um, do you get students there like asking specifically, I want to learn the knife part of FMA? Have you already had that kind of like inquiry or request from students?
a lot.
A lot. So what do you say?
There's a lot actually. There's a lot of
This is the state.
students. Yeah.
So how do you address the situation?
One sample is there is one guy or a local guy that he asked me how to depend on a knife.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I will stab you like this, how you defend? I want to learn. I want to know. Then I will I will continue my training with you. I I told
Mm.
him if I will stab you, definitely you know what is your defense because he studied on another martial arts.
Mm.
Yeah. But if I will stab you in a Filipino way, I don't know if you can stop it. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just talking. I'm just talking informal, and immediately I hit him with the
Yeah.
continuous strike.
All right.
Then he cannot defend.
So
Then
what
he
was
told me, "What is the defense on that?" So you have to learn Filipino martial arts.
so, yeah, that is the pitch. You want to learn you want to learn how to defend from that strike? Come join us.
Yeah, because I told them in a in Philippines we are not used to show our knife like this, and I will tell you,
Mm.
I will stab you.
Yeah, that's very true. Pretty much it's an ambush culture
Yeah.
when it comes
Yes,
to stabbing somebody. You don't actually announce it, and that's why
definitely.
I mean you always hear it that you don't actually see the knife, you just feel it.
Yes,
So because it's always like an ambush thing.
it
Yeah,
is. That's why
yeah.
that's the one of the training I used to teach them is the distance, the safety distance, the awareness.
Mm, that's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
yeah,
That's true. If you can manage basically your safety gap, your distance, okay, then you could be in less trouble. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Okay. I think more or less I've got all my questions out. Yeah, I didn't prepare much because I was hoping that you're going to be doing some demo.
Demonstration is
Ah,
just
I know you're tired because of your lessons, but
yes.
um, I think thinking back from yesterday's discussion, you said that when you were still training with all these clubs and everything, there wasn't any standard curriculum.
There is, there is.
So there is there a standard curriculum that is being practiced by every club
No, by
or syllabus?
only this Master Lino and Master Lito Torrefranca because they have the training ground. Because when I do training with
Um,
Master June Rodriguez, we used to train in under their house with the low
I
roof,
was saying yesterday, so that's why you end up with very low stands.
low stands, very low stands, so that you can execute your strikes.
That's actually a good way to train people to have low stance in their movement. Okay. So, I mean, so pretty much during that time, the standard thing that people teach is like the 13 manners of striking,
Yeah, the basic.
the bigay tama,
Yes. First thing, the basic 13 manners of strikes. That will be the yeah,
the
that
methods.
would be the foundations. Yeah. Then after
Mhm.
that, the method of strikes.
And then you've
Yeah,
got
method
club
of
assault.
strikes and introducing of this bigay tama, because on this method of strikes, that's the
Mhm.
combination of the 13 manners of strikes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
from there, you have to apply it and you have to adapt it on bigay tama. Then after bigay tama, that is the next will be the club assault.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah, the
And
22 club assaults of
yeah.
lightning.
And basically, the metodos or the methods are basically part of the serrada aspect
It
in the
is.
Bigetama.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then was there any like variations or differences when these are being taught to students, depending on the club, depending on the instructor?
Actually, the variation I experience is the stances only. Okay,
Okay.
because as you know that lighting scientific is more on largo, and
Yeah.
we used to do our largo stance.
Hmm.
Yeah. So when uh, when when I train on this methodos, or rather when I train on the disarming, so that's the time Master Lino, he introduced me the corto distance. So the
Okay.
corto stance, because
Yeah.
you cannot execute your disarming in a largo. So
Ah,
you
yeah.
have
Of course.
to so you
Of
have
course.
you have to
Yeah.
engage, yes. You have to engage with your opponent in a corto. So you know the
Yeah. In the
stances,
medyo
yeah.
corto.
You know, it was Mang Ben, he's not telling you what is the steps and what is stance, because you will focus on the
Yeah.
strikes, but when you saw his
Mhm.
footstep, that's the thing that uh, you will know that, oh, you have to be on this position, you have to be on this stance.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's the variation which because some of the masters, like the first masters I trained, they are not used to the stances, so they're just only
Mm.
focusing on the strikes.
On the
So
strikes.
when I went to another masters, so he is more on accurate on the stances, how you perform it and how you execute your cambio, your uh,
Yeah.
Sirada stance. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and this is also one thing that I know when I was talking to Mang Romy regarding how things were taught before. So it's very rare that Mang Ben breaks down or teaches the footwork. You're
Yes.
going to encounter it when you do the bigay tama. That's the only time you encounter it.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
you do like the manners of striking, when you do the metodos, very minimal
He,
footwork,
he
if
is not.
not
Yeah.
none.
Yeah. He is not on that way of focusing the training.
Okay. Okay.
So the
And would you
stances.
would you know why? Would you know why? Would you remember the reason why he doesn't like do like footwork during the methods or the manners of striking?
Actually, he didn't emphasize that one. He is not more on the stances, actually, because for him, once you strike
Mm.
a lightning strikes, yeah. So you know the three combinations already, and you are already engaged on the corto.
Well, yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, uh, we have lighting is basically known for intercepting the attack. So we don't
it
really
is.
play largo that that long. I mean, we do play largo in Bigay Tama, but
In
the
Bigay
moment
Tama, we
you
do. Yes.
yeah,
In bigay tama we
but
do, but in executing the yeah, in execution executing
the application.
uh, the applications and even though that methods or 12 methods, the
Yeah,
one we are doing,
yeah,
uh, it's not a largo
yeah.
method.
It's more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a corto. Yeah,
Especially if we goes on the three main part of the methods, which is the espada y daga.
yeah.
So it's not
Mm.
a largo one. Yeah.
Okay.
So here, yeah,
Right.
that's why here I used to train them what is the applications of the 12 methods.
Mm. That's true. Mm.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I mean, that's. I mean, it's fascinating, basically, to hear from you how things were basically taught during those times, even like from the different masters, because you trained with the different masters, you trained with different groups as well, and you kind of like saw how things evolved
Yeah.
over the years when you were like training with all of them. Ah,
Yes.
okay. Well, oh, we got Paul Rosales from Florida saying hi. Yeah. Okay. Um. Okay. So we have basically like discussed some of the changes that you did when you're teaching there. Was there any other like methods of teaching that you kind of like changed as well when you started teaching in Dubai? And I mean, for the sake of like letting people know why did you change maybe the approach or the methods of teaching?
Yeah. Actually, see, the first thing I have learned with the masters before is the power strike. Okay.
Hmm.
So even grandmaster, he don't want you to strike a soft strike or execute a soft strike. He wants you to
Yeah.
break the stick. So that's the right
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. If you are not breaking your stick or changes into broomstick, you are not a lightning practitioners.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so that's the way I've learned and I've trained with the masters. But here I cannot execute that way
Mm.
because here instead of teaching them the proper way or rather the proper executions of the strikes, so you have to be on the basic itself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I have a lots of uh, complaints or rather some questions by other masters that you are already an instructor and you are teaching a way of uh, a different way of teaching. Lightning is a largo. You have to strike it with a power. But I told them I cannot do it that one. I cannot execute it here because I have a different. Yeah, I'm teaching in a
Mine.
different country. Yeah, I'm teaching in a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
different
That's true.
portion as well. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I have to be careful on what I'm teaching them.
yeah.
So
Actually,
this
Lawrence
is
has a
the
very
way.
good reaction.
Yeah,
Lawrence has a
this is
very
the
good
way.
reaction. Magastos ako sa baston. It's actually true. It's actually true. I mean, the same thing here in the UK. It's actually very hard to find a stick that would last the way we abuse the stick during training. So that's why even we for myself and my students, we started like playing with polymer type of
Yeah,
sticks because to be able to get sticks from the Philippines and bring it over here, it's just gonna cost you. And then
definitely.
and then just a few sessions, you already break it. So yeah, so luckily now we're basically using the free plugging the cold steel baliki sticks, so which is really
Mm.
nice. But I mean, nothing beats basically like having a rattan in your hand and basically like swinging it and doing bigay tama with it. But for the purpose of not spending so much money buying sticks, you have to have some compromises as well. And yeah, like you've
Definitely.
said, different country, different culture, different sets of mentality when it comes to people training. Um, yeah, you need to adjust certain things. You
Yes.
need to kind of like adjust the way you
So
teach depending
you
on
have a
the on
different
the on
approach. Yeah. You have a different
yeah
approach to teach.
yeah yeah without veering away from what your art is really about. But at
Yes.
least okay.
Actually, the art's still there. The foundation's still there, but
Mm,
only the way of teaching. That's the one you change it.
yeah.
You cannot do the same that I've learned from those previous years. That when you come, okay, we will do this. Then
Mm,
on the next training, another I remember before I shifted to Tipas Arnis Club, Lightning and Tipas. Uh, this method, I've learned the method 1 to 5.
mhm.
Then I stopped because on the next training, they will teach me the 13 manners with the footstep. Then on the next training, they will teach me this bigay tama,
Okay.
and the next training until they forget what is the continuation of the methods.
Yeah.
Why
Okay.
it,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, why it is in the book
Yeah.
of because I have the copy of the book of Mang Ben. So
Again.
I
Yeah.
used to read it. I told them why it is mentioned here in the book. There is 13 methods, and you are teaching me 12 methods. Where is the 13 methods?
Oh, that is basically a I would say a controversial method 13.
Yes,
Ah, okay.
there is.
There's yeah. So you got untoken, Paul said, the struggle of teaching. Yeah, that's true. We need to adjust. Mahal din ang duct tape. Ang electric tape. True.
Yes,
Yeah,
true.
duct tape is kind of like cheaper, but yes, it's not the same. Even like you know the gorilla duct tape.
Yes, the gorilla tape.
It's the thing is it's you can use it on any surface, but if you use it on your stick, it doesn't work. It doesn't actually hold your stick long enough as well. It comes off. So you still have to use electric tape.
And you don't even notice that the sticky part is already on your hand.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. And of course, you already have like the ones that you tape quite a lot. The fibers of the rattan inside is already like shredded.
Yes.
And the next time you do your training, you can see like the tape going like this because the rest is already like shredded. And some students just want to learn as an exercise. Unlike sa Pinas, we're focused really on stopping the task. Yeah, actually that's true. I mean, students here has different reasons why they want to learn. Some really just for fitness, for exercise as a hobby. So they do take things differently than from those who really want to like learn it properly. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, yeah, it absorbs walang bounce. Yeah, and of course, yeah, you miss the smoking smell of the rattan after like
Yes. The
after
smoking
like
smell when it
yeah,
hits.
burning it and sweating. So I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I've said, I myself have to adjust to a lot of things when I basically like I started teaching here. But the one thing that is good that I basically like see is actually people appreciate when you're teaching them uh, the the practicality of what they're doing because a lot of people tend to like do a lot of drills but they don't understand why they do these deals and
Yes.
what are these deals for. And the moment they see you like teaching the reason behind these deals, they go, "Oh, that's what it's
Because
for."
it's good to just only for
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So it's really nice. And even like when I first taught here, I've seen like a lot of like FMA do these arms and everything, but they don't know how to get to the person. So they start like, okay, this stands for the disarm, but they don't really know how to. They don't know how to mitigate the like the distancing,
Yes.
how to address the attack and everything. So I mean, at least for them to be able to see it done well, they do appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so I mean, are there any questions from the viewers or any comments? Anything that you want to add? Anything that you want to maybe ask Master Louis?
Okay.
Besides,
Actually, yeah. Actually, you
go.
mentioned the reason. Yeah, you mentioned the reason of some practitioners, or rather, some people that they want to learn Arnis just for fitness.
Mm,
Yeah, here in UAE, there's also two different way of, I mean, a reason. Some they want a fitness and with the self defense,
mm,
and the other are the students that they want to learn the sports, because when they
yeah,
go back in the Philippines, they have to be
they want.
in this, yeah, in that's
Yeah,
why
correct.
it's very glad to have Master Ginalin when we tackle this one. It's good to
Yeah.
establish and teach the Arnis sports to those
Mm,
students. Yeah, so that when they went
yeah.
back home, yeah, when they went back home, they can easily join the varsity, and you know that our uh, can
I
I
think
say
it's
that
already part of
yeah,
the. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's actually nice. It doesn't matter your reason of learning the art. It's just actually much better if you, I mean, learn it well. Even though it's only for fitness, but if you learn it well, you get to appreciate the art a little bit more. Okay.
yes, yeah.
There's a question from Paul. How interested are the locals there in learning Arnis? Are your students mostly foreign? So yeah, how interested are the locals there
Oh, there are
in
some
learning the Arnis?
some of the locals, they are very much interested on Arnis,
Mhm.
because of what they watch, what they have seen in the movie.
Mm.
Yeah. So
It's pretty much
they
like when we were like in the 70s and 80s, right? We wanted to learn martial arts because that's what we saw in the movie. Yeah, so they must have seen like Jason Bourne or
yes,
what else, 300 and all those stuff. Okay, are your students mostly foreigners?
yes. After sadly to say, when I started teaching Filipino martial arts here, I used to ask our fellow Filipino.
Okay,
Yeah, I used to ask our fellow Filipinos uh, what kind of martial arts they know. So
okay.
most of them, they are telling the other way: karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, yeah, boxing. This is
Mhm.
the this is the feedback which I got from them. And it's very sad that when I asked them, do you know about the arnis, or the Filipino martial arts? And they are not. Most of them, they are not aware. And
Mm.
when you ask the foreigners, they are more eager to know about the
Actually,
Filipino martial arts.
actually,
Yes,
I mean, even here, it's even here.
ra-
Yeah.
rather than us as a Filipino.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, Paul said as long as we teach right and correct. Yeah, it's actually true, Paul. It doesn't matter if we um, change the way we approach things because the way the students um, see things and everything, but as long as we manage to teach them the correct and the right way. Yep, kaya we are not only teachers but ambassadors to the world as well. Yep,
Yes,
exactly. Because we're teaching, we're basically sharing everybody our part of our culture. So and that's why we have to also like act as ambassadors, as professionals, I would say, not just basically teach. Okay, so okay, I think I've covered most of it. So we do basically like ask this to any of our guests. Okay, Louis, um, um, what are your words of encouragement? Okay, for FMA community,
yeah. For
for the
FMA
FMA
community,
community.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
For FMA community, actually, uh, we are in a new generation right now. So new generation doesn't comes with the old mentality that we have to, yeah, we have to identify who is the best and who is the great styles in Filipino martial arts, especially in arnis.
Mm,
Regardless of what styles you are, regardless of what clubs you are involved, as long that you are the aim is to be one. Like
mm,
we don't care about your style, we don't care about your clubs, as long as the arts of the Filipino martial arts is involved. So we have to forget all those mentality that we have encountered
separated us
before.
apart. Yeah.
Let us
Yeah.
unite, yeah. Let us unite and become one, so that the arts itself, it will remain and pass to the new generation
Mm,
in a good way, not
yeah.
without any hatred or politics or
Mm,
whatsoever. So
yeah.
this the actually this our main objective, especially with the Master Ginaline and Master Boy. This is the one we are aiming. That's why we are removing those things that what we have encountered before. So
Mm.
we are in a new generation. Be open and become one.
Excellent. That's a very nice way actually of basically of closing this particular interview. Yeah. It's really nice the how you put it. It's, yep, and it's true. We are already like the new generation of martial artists, of teachers, of ambassadors of FMA. We need to strive like to come together, to unite together, and basically like let the past.
The new day, yeah. Let the past is past. Okay, we
Yeah,
cannot change.
exactly.
Actually, we cannot change the past. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we have to learn from it and to be
Yes.
able to basically move on and maybe move away from the negative aspects and stay on the positive ones and basically build on it. So I think that's basically what we need to do now. Okay. So I mean,
Yes.
in behalf of FMA discussion, okay, and I would also tag in here, okay, in behalf of the Lighting Scientific Chinese International Council. Okay, we would like to thank you, Master Louis, for being our guest.
Thank you
Okay,
very much, Tom.
and
And
yeah,
I just want to shout out to Ati Pati.
Go on.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you for the support. Thank you for the guidance that she gave it to us, as well as to GM Romy Valenzuela, to recognize Lighting Scientific Arnis Dubai
Mhm,
as one of the lighting clubs or ambassador here. So, as what we are aiming, we want to continue the legacy of our great grandmaster Benjamin Lunalema in a right manner, without any uh, you know without any destroying the other clubs, or rather other practitioners. So we are aiming to be as one as you are. So
mhm,
from all of us here in LSAI Dubai, we are giving
mhm.
our pugay to all the councils, the heads of Lighting Scientific Arnis International.
Thank you very much for your message. I'm gonna relay that to Ate Pati. So and she will be pleased and of course honored for what you said. And of course, being the SecGen of the LSI Council, I would like to thank you for all the support that basically you have been given to the council and for continuing the legacy of Mang Ben, okay,
Not to
in
mention,
Dubai.
it is from the group.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and everybody basically in Dubai who teaches FMA as well. We thank you. Yeah. So there you go, guys. That wraps up episode 395 with Master Louie Rempilio. Just a few notes here. So ang token said, I'm proud na you are teaching. Continue lang po. Wow, finally another good message to the FMA community. Abante lagi sa tama. So just moving forward to the right directions. So thank you for that, Paul. Glenn said, fascinating talk. Salamat po. Thank you very much. Meds Pogi, 3 lightning bolts. All right. So thank you again, Master Louis. And
Thank you very
until
much,
the
Tom.
next chat, take care, bro.
It's my pleasure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go, guys. That's episode 395. Once again, thank you for everybody who have watched the podcast and who submitted comments, said hi. Um, and I think this Tuesday. I'm gonna have an interview. I'll be interviewing Grandmaster Bong Jornales. So watch out for that. And then later this week, it's gonna be Brian will be also having an interview. So thank you very much for watching. This is Guru Tom Pena signing off.